Hey everybody, this is Robert from Black Belt Gaming, finally ready to give a playthrough here of Mansions of Madness 2nd Edition. I'm going to head in here to the collection. We've got the base game and we've added the 2 expansions that I own. One of the expansions is the 1st edition, and then the Call of the Wild expansion. I do not have Forbidden Alchemy, so I won't be using any of that material. I don't know if this will make my basic playthrough any different from any of the other playthroughs you may see out there, but I guess we shall see. So let's head back to the main menu and get ready to start a new game. Alright everybody, here we are, ready to begin a new game. Just for any of you who may need to know beforehand, I believe since this is quite a narrative game, there's going to be spoilers. So don't watch this if you're concerned about spoilers coming up for your first playthrough. If you're interested to see how it goes for me, this is my first game. I haven't watched anybody else really play, so this is all new to me. So let's get started. Cycle of Eternity. I have heard that that's a good one to start with. Looks like it has a 2-star difficulty out of maybe a potential 5, an hour to an hour and a half to play. So let's select some investigators. Looks like maybe we have maybe several pages to choose from since we have some expansions to work with. So I don't think these are necessarily organized in a way that has them by what edition. So I kind of like Harvey Walters and maybe Jenny Barnes. I don't know. We'll give that a try. And then it says investigators begin the scenario with the following. And each investigator begins with 2 clues. Alright everybody, I think I've decided to give Harvey Walters the kerosene lantern and the magnifying glass and the spell, the flesh ward spell. I've given the whiskey and the 2x4 to Jenny Barnes. And each of the investigators has 2 clue tokens. So I think we're ready to continue our setup. The most merciful thing in the world, I think, is the inability of the human mind to correlate all its contents. We live on a placid island of ignorance in the midst of black seas of infinity, and it was not meant that we should voyage far. Cool.
You slump into your office chair after another long day of interviews. You've been investigating the disappearances surrounding a wealthy neighborhood for 2 weeks, but you have nothing to show for it. The telephone rings. You answer, and hear the panicked voice of an older man.
Is this the investigator who visited the Vanderbilt estate?
You flip through the files on your desk. William Vanderbilt, a wealthy bachelor, mother recently deceased. He has refused to meet with you, but you were able to speak to several members of his serving staff.
This is Eugene, Mr. Vanderbilt's butler. I didn't know who else to call. The police think I'm crazy. Unnatural things have started happening here. I'm worried for my master. I think he's in danger. Please, help.
Finally, a lead. You hang up the phone, throw on your coat, and leave for the Vanderbilt estate.
Wow, this is really going to pull you into the story nicely. Great voice work and art. Well, it says your car rattles up the uneven drive, pulling to a stop in front of the estate. Several cars and carriages are parked along the drive. However, the butler who contacted you is nowhere to be seen. You knock on the large oak door to no response. Fearing something has happened, you try the handle and the door swings open into a lavish entryway. Place the entry hall and bathroom tiles and a wall as indicated. Alright, well, let's do that now. Alright, I dug through the box and got out the entry hall and the bathroom tiles. Let's see what it asks us to do from there. It says you step into the warmth of the house. A strange stillness hangs in the air, and your footsteps echo through the quiet entrance. Place your investigator figures as indicated. Alright, I've got my 2 figures. I'm going to put them right there at the entrance. It says off to the left of the wall of the entry hall sits a table with a small pile of papers. So I guess on that place there where the papers are, there is a search token. So let me get that. Alright, I've placed my search token. We'll continue along. It says a mysterious painting of a nightmare landscape dominates the right wall of the entry. Place a search token as indicated. Now it looked like to me when this screen started that there was a little extra token I should put on there covering a door that's right beside that search token, and to make it look like part of the wall and make it look like a picture is on there. So I guess I'll put something there, and you'll see that once I switch the camera view. Alright, the second search token is down. Let's continue. The silence is broken by the muffled shouts and sounds of crashing pots and pans coming from the door on your right. Place an Explorer token as indicated. Alright, tokens are placed. I think we're ready to continue. You notice a shelf of stacked with books and other objects nearby. Pushing it in front of the door could prevent someone or something from coming through. Place a barricade as indicated. Alright, I've also got the barricade tile. It's matching exactly what you see on the screen here. We'll continue. The hall continues deeper into the mansion. Place a sight token as indicated. An investigator in the hall, corner 3, may reveal the adjacent area. Alright, we've got that placed as well. We're matching things up. 4 other doors lead into the mansion. Place Explore tokens as indicated. Alright, we've got all those tokens out on the board, matching the screen. You could use the surrounding furniture to barricade the door should the need arise. Place a barricade token as indicated. Alright, that is done. We begin the investigator phase. Let's get to it. Alright everybody, here's the gameplay area. We've got it set up matching the setup that you saw on the screen. We've got our 2 investigators here, and we're going to pan up a little bit, and you can see all the tokens there on the board. Towards the front, toward my television up here, where I'm playing this from, you can see the investigator cards, and I'll zoom in just a little bit. There we have Harvey Walters. He's got, I guess you would say, 5 health and 9 sanity. And we gave him those 3 items over there, the spell, the magnifying glass, and the lantern. Got 2 clue tokens. And then we have Jenny Barnes over here, 8 health and 6 sanity. They may use different terms in this game, I'm not sure yet. 2 clue tokens. She has the 2x4 and the whiskey. So they are all the way up there at the top, giving us some room to sort of expand the main play area. So It's the investigator's turn, and this is a blind playthrough, so I am learning this as I go along. It has been over a year since I've played any form of Mansions of Madness, so bear with me and let me know if you spot errors along the way. Let's get started with the investigator's phase. Well, both of our investigators should be able to take some actions here, so let's have Harvey Walters, let's have him take a look at what's on this table. So that may be some sort of search action. And let's go to the app and see what happens for that. Okay, looking at the main screen here, looks like you can zoom in and out with the mouse. Let's tap on this token. It says there's a pile of papers that sits on the table. Let's spend an action to search. The papers stacked on the table are invitations marked with today's date. The stars have come around to their positions in the cycle of eternity. The Vanderbilt Astronomy Association cordially invites you to a celebratory evening. Gain one clue, then discard this search token. Alright, well, we'll get another clue token and then discard this search token. Well, for Harvey's next action, I think I'm going to have him explore over here. So we'll click there, and this door leads to, let's see, the door leads to a small front room of the mansion. So let's explore and see what happens. A warmly lit room greets you as you swing open the door. A pool table takes up most of the room, and a small bar stocked with bootlegged liquor is tucked into the corner next to the door. Discard this Explore token and place the billiards room tile as indicated. Alright, I've put down the billiards room tile. Let's see if there are any other tokens that go in here. It says, behind the bar, a large chest catches your eye. Place a search token as indicated. Done. You may move one space into the explored area. Well, Harvey Walters will do that now, and he's going to move right into that first step. Well, alright, well I believe that's going to conclude the actions for Harvey Walters this turn, so now we need to let Jenny Barnes do something. Something was making a noise over here, and maybe she should, it would be very natural to take a look over in that direction. So let's imagine that when they came in, he started to check out the table. He opened the door to peek in, and then they heard this noise, and she's gonna check out the door over here. So let's go back to the app and let her explore to the right. Alright, well, Jenny Barnes is gonna go this way. A ruckus can be heard on the other side of this door. Shouting, the crash of pots and pans. And is that hissing? Well, let's explore. Doesn't sound good. The door swings open to reveal a dining room in chaos. An aging man in a tailcoat scrambles through a serving window into the kitchen as he tries to escape a strange black creature writhing on the dining room table. Discard this Explore token and place the dining room tile and a wall as indicated. Okay, so there's a little green box up there at the top. Perhaps that's a doorway or something, but it should be a wall in this room. Alright, we've got the kitchen or the dining room tile placed along with the kitchen and the wall token in place. Uh-oh. The creature turns to face you. Its black serpentine body shifts and changes, playing tricks on your eyes as you try to focus on it. The creature unfurls its leathery wings and unleashes a blood-curdling screech. Spawn a hunting horror as indicated, then suffer 2 horror. And I guess rolling one of our statistics here, still not quite used to what those are yet. Willpower, perhaps, will help negate. Very good. Alright, so I'm getting things set up over here. Jenny Barnes opened this door. We've got our wall token up there. And I may have used the wrong base for this. I'm just not sure. This is a pretty big base. The hunting horror is right there. It was right on the dining room table, evidently. So it's on this side of the room. This base really takes up most of the room. Looks like, I don't know if that's a serving area there, maybe a countertop, and then maybe that's a doorway over there. We'll just have to see. But Jenny Barnes is right here, and she's going to need to make a horror check or a willpower check to see if she can resist this damage. So let's see. Her willpower, we can see, looking for that same little symbol, is a 3. So I think that means that she's going to roll 3 dice in this check. And we definitely have enough dice. So let's just roll these right here. And we've got absolutely nothing. So she's going to suffer 2 horror. And let me see if I can teach myself how that's going to work. Alright, we failed that test, and I don't know if the app is going to tell me what to do here or not. So let's hit continue. She's going to suffer 2 horror. Maybe it will tell me what to do, or if I need to hit the manual again. No, it looks like I need to go back to the manual because it's talking about something else here. In the center of the dining table is a carving knife. It sits embedded in the roast. Place the knife common item as indicated. An investigator can pick up an item in this space as part of the trade action. Alright, here we are. We have placed the knife as it instructed us to do from the app, but we still need to give our investigator some horror. Evidently this is the horror deck, and we need to give her, I believe, 2 cards. This hasn't yet been shuffled, so I'm just going to draw randomly from the deck. That's one way to do it. And evidently when you get this, it said you take it face up. All damage and horror are claimed face up unless it says otherwise. So let's see what this first one says. Looks like there's some minor shock. And it says, your heart races and your breath catches in your throat. Resolve immediately. No additional effect. Flip this card face down. Alright, so we'll flip that one down, put it next to the investigator, and then let's do the same with one more randomly pulled. Steely resolve. You swallow your fear and take a breath. Become focused. Then flip this card face down. Become focused. Alright, we need to learn what that does. Alright, I found one of these cards. Focused. This looks good. You may discard this card to convert all magnifying glasses to elder signs while resolving this test. They're probably using different terminology here, but you get the drift. So I guess we can save this until we need it later. So looks good to me. Alright, so we're back to the app here, and we've placed the knife common item as indicated. So we can pick that up as part of a trade action, which we haven't done yet. So let's continue. A china cabinet stands against the wall. Though it looks to have been repurposed to store all manner of knickknacks, place a search token as indicated. Alright, the token has been placed, and it says you can see the kitchen through the serving window. That's what it is, a serving window. Most of the cabinets are ajar due to the food preparation, but one that has been locked shut with a chain catches your attention. Place a search token as indicated. Alright, search token placed. They must be keeping the good stuff in there. Well, in the kitchen you can also see that someone has left the refrigerator open. Water leaks out into a puddle on the floor. Place a search token as indicated. All right, water on the floor are done. Uh-oh. You spot the old man you saw climbing through the serving window, huddling in the corner behind the oven. Sweat beads off his brow and his eyes bulge in terror. Place a person token as indicated. This is Eugene, the butler. Aye, Eugene. He's there. We're ready to go. You may move one space into the explored area. I think I have a decision to make here. Alright, there is a knife on the table, but Jenny Barnes is armed. She's got this 2x4. It's a heavy weapon. Maybe it does 2 damage, perhaps, when you smack somebody with it. I'm not sure. And as an action, you can use this to brace the door with the board. And you flip this card and place it against the door to your space, maybe like a barricade or something. Alright, well, we've got this 2x4, so she's not completely helpless. But does she want to enter that room with this thing, this hunting horror? Or does she want to stay back? I don't know. Let me think. Why don't we... I don't know. This thing scared her, but she got focused. So, heck, let's put her in here and see what happens. Perhaps this is my Dungeons and Dragon instincts kicking in. You know, kick open the door, kill the monsters. But this is Cthulhu stuff, so probably I should reverse all of those instincts. But we'll see what happens. She went in the room. All right, we're back to the app. And we continue. She moved one space into the explored area. I think it's going to let us to decide what to do now. And she has one action left. I wonder if she can use her 2x4 to attack this creature. Why don't we take a look and see how we do that? Alright, I think Jenny's going to do it. She's going to use that 2x4. She's focused on this thing. She's going to attack it. So I think we're supposed to go down here and select this creature and select attack. And we are attacking this with a heavy weapon, a 2x4. Attack with a heavy weapon. This is going to be her second action. You have your you heave your weapon up and let it fall, allowing its weight to do most of the work. Strength 2. If you pass, you connect with a crushing blow. The monster suffers damage equal to the weapon's damage. If you fail, your weapon leaves a significant hole in the ground. All right, let's give this attack roll a chance. All right, Jenny Barnes here. She looks pretty tough, but she's only got a strength in the upper right there of 3. So we're going to be rolling 3 dice here, and we need to see if we can get at least 2 successes. So let's give ourselves a little room. Roll these 3 dice, and we've only got 1. So according to the app, it says that if you fail, your weapon leaves a significant hole in the ground. That's all we can do. Even focus doesn't let us do anything with these blanks, so that's just a failed attack. Alright, we're back in the app, and we failed the attack roll, so no damage to the hunting horror. I guess that's that. So what is that button there? In the investigator phase. Yeah, I guess we have to. Let's confirm it. That was her second action. Uh-oh. The old walls creak as the wind shifts, almost as if the building itself is alive. No immediate effect. Alright, let's continue. The hunting horror moves 3 spaces towards the investigator, within range with the lowest strength. Well, they're kind of equally weak, I think, with a strength of 3, but he's already right there with Jenny Barnes. And he's going to attack the investigator, so we'll go with the monster attacks. After swooping around your head in bewildering patterns, the creature lashes out with a series of stinger-tipped tails. Suffer 3 face-down damage. And it looks like something here +1 negates agility. Well, Jenny Barnes has an agility of 4 + 1, so she's going to roll 5 dice. So the stinger appears to deliver a noxious poison. If you suffer 1 or more damage, become dazed. If you suffer 2 or more damage, become stunned. Well, we definitely want to try to avoid this thing. Suffer 3 damage, agility +1 negates. Let's give that a roll. Alright, well, Jenny Barnes is here with her agility of 4. And this said agility +1 negates the damage. So that's going to be 5 dice. That's all of these. Let's hope we have a little bit better luck this time. And we've got 1, 2, 3 successes on there. There may be a glare. Can you even see that? 3 successes, 2 blanks. So we have successfully passed the test and I think avoided all the damage. So let's go back to the app and see what happens there. Alright, here we go. Continuing. Each investigator must resolve a horror check against the monster within range with the highest horror rating. After all horror checks have been resolved, tap the end phase button to continue. Now, I was just checking our situation here. It said we needed to resolve a horror check against monsters within range. So I needed to do a quick definition check of what is range, and it says that it's up to 3 spaces away. Range cannot be counted through walls or doors unless an effect specifically allows it. Range can be counted through impassable borders, maybe like that serving window. So Harvey's over here and he's through 2 doors, so he's not in range. It's just going to be Jenny Barnes making a horror check here. So I think we need to go back to the app and see what we need to do to resolve this horror check. Alright, horror checks. I think we need to go back to the monster? Isn't that right? No, it's... Each investigator must resolve a horror check, so we'll continue? Maybe? And we'll go here. Okay, we'll pull it up again. And resolve a horror check, confirm. The creature vanishes from sight. You look around anxiously until a heavy drop of greenish-gray fluid drips on onto your shoulder. You look up and see the beast. Prepare for another meal. Suffer 2 horror, and it is not willpower this time. It looks like it's observation. Observation +1 negate. So that's cool. It's gonna hit us in a different with a different skill check. So let's go back to the board. Alright, so this thing flew up over her head after she missed it with her 2x4 and kind of flew into the darkness and is now attempting to descend on her and kill her. And she needs to make a horror check against her observation. 3 + 1. So we're going to be rolling 4 dice this time, and we'll see what happens. 2 horror would be suffered. she's got a success here, and she's got one of these clue results, and I think she can spend a token to turn this into a success, or she could even use her focus ability, but seems like the clue tokens may be a little easier to come by. That focus, maybe we want to hang on to that for a while. So let's spend one of her 2 clue tokens and change that into a result of 2 successes, which allows her to avoid being horrified by this thing. Alright, so Jenny Barnes successfully avoided being terrified this time. I think that's going to do it for the monster. And I think we continue on in the mythos phase. I'm not sure, does this thing not make some sort of attack on her or something? Or let's see, I think it already tried to do that and she dodged. So horror check. Alright, I think we are all done. Sorry about that, going at a snail's pace here, teaching myself as I go along. I think we're ready to end it. So we're back to the investigators. Alright. Well, okay, everybody, I think that's going to wrap up my first setup and first investigator and mythos phase. So we've got Harvey Walters over here, kind of oblivious as to what's going on with Jenny Barnes over here in the dining room. She is facing off against a hunting horror. She suffered some sanity damage, but was able to avoid its physical attack. There's a knife on the table. The butler is cowering in the kitchen, and I believe that's where we're going to leave off. So please let me know if I am making any mistakes so far. And I hope you'll join me for future turns. Thanks for watching, everybody. So far, it seems like a great story game. I really enjoy the way it's pulling you in and giving you these great descriptions. It's a lot like what a good dungeon master does when playing a role-playing game. So role-playing games were what kind of guided me into the board gaming hobby and back and forth. So really enjoying this. Well, I'll catch you again soon for our next turn. Thanks.